No problem.
Bringing two world champions together to make a fight happen. We just want to make sure our client goes home with the money that we know he deserves. Last thing, and I'll
The money that we know he deserved. So if he deserved this money, why y'all accepting peanuts from Bob Arum? Because I can ask, hey, listen, I can ask Brian Norman Jr., Joe Lean, Brian Norman Sr., and Adrian Clark. Show you how much I know the business. I can ask all four of them 2 questions. And based on their answers, I can tell you exactly what the language in their contract say with Bob Arum and Top Rank and the numbers. But that ain't none of my business. I'm just asking if he deserved, because he said the numbers and the money that his client deserves. If Brian Norman Jr. deserved this money, then how come you took 99.9 to fight in that last fight then? As the B side in somebody else's hometown. Oh, okay. You don't want to answer that? Answer this question then. If this is the type of money, 1.2 to 1.5 million, that Brian Norman Jr. deserves, then who he gonna fight next? Okay, look, he ain't gonna fight Boots now, no problem. Well, then name an opponent for me where he's gonna generate 1.2 to 1.5 million in his next 2 fights. I'm talking about 1.2 and 1.5 million apiece. Name an opponent that he's gonna fight where he's gonna be able to generate 1.2 to 1.5 million. Nobody. There's nobody else this guy can fight except for Boots. What are we talking about? So it's not about you deserve. I told y'all this on Tuesday. I told y'all this on Friday. I told y'all this last year and the year before that. A boxer's worth is not based on what they think and how they feel. What is a person's worth based on? It's based on how much you can add to my bottom line. How much value can you add to my life? I told y'all, that's a question that I ask in the dating environment. I don't care if a woman tell me what her worth is. You know how women say, I know my worth. I'm not settling for less. I'm not lowering my standards. Blah, 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 blah. I know what I bring to the table. Blah, blah. I don't get involved in none of that because it's not important to me. I don't ask women what you bring to the table and what's your worth. For what? It's not important to me. You know what I ask? And I recommend every man and woman that's in the dating environment. When you meet somebody, ask them that question. I'm talking about after you kind of like talk to them for a while and you see that this might be a potential candidate to date and move forward with. Just ask them, how can you add value to my life? Because we all can do bad by ourselves. How can you add value to my life? I'm not worrying about your worth. That's not important. My point is, how can Brian Norman Jr. add value to Eddie Hearn's bottom line? How can Brian Norman Jr. add value to being exposed on the DAZN network? How can Brian Norman Jr. add value to Eddie Hearn's wallet? Because he's the one, him and DAZN, they have to put the money out. And they have to recoup and then make a profit. What are we talking about? Double salute to my guy Lee. Thank you for contributing to the channel through the super chat. I really appreciate it. Lee says in the super chat, this guy doesn't know when he's ahead. I think Lee is saying this guy doesn't know when he's ahead. I think that's what he's saying. I don't want to misinterpret you, Lee, but your super chat says this guy doesn't know when he's ahead. I'm not sure. I want to make sure I comment appropriately. Okay, but I just wanted to break down this real quick. I know I'm gonna let y'all go. I know it's holiday weekend. I kept y'all long, but I have to put this out there. Just hold on. We got some more to talk about.
shut my mouth. I don't give a damn about what he made his last fight. He wasn't world champion his last fight. Both world champions, and we're bringing two world champions together to make a fight happen. We just want to make sure our client goes home with the money that we know he deserves. Last thing, and I'll shut my mouth. I don't give a damn about what he made his last fight. He wasn't world champion.
You heard him, right? This is the manager. This is the representation of Brian Norman Jr. talking like this. I'm really disappointed. I mean, he's not representing managers all across the business, but I'm disappointed. I expected a little bit more professionalism, a little bit more competence, a little bit more understanding of the business of boxing from this manager. I swear to you, I did. But just listening to him, I see what the mentality is. I get it now. Double salute to my guy, Jay Pitt City. Man, he's been helping the grill. He's been helping the food get put on the grill, dropping Jews in the super chat one more again. Thank you so much, J Pitt City, for your contribution. J Pitt says, have fun trying to get that amount, unifying the other titles. Both Barrios and Stanonius are on PBC. And we know without a shadow of a doubt that Al Heyman and Tom Brown is not going to pay Brian Norman Jr. no 1 point nothing million nothing. They're going to look at the data, look at Livegate pay-per-view appearances, him headlining his hometown. How much value does Brian Norman Jr. add to their bottom line? And they're going to see that in his last fight, he only made $99,900. And they're going to say, well, listen, you can't try to go up 2 million, 2 to 3 million because you want to make sure that you walk away with $1 million. That's not how business work in boxing, bro. You're outpricing yourself. Whether you're doing it intentionally or not is not the point. The point I'm driving home is you have no data to support your justification. It's not about what Brian Norman Jr. deserves. He hasn't proven anything to deserve. Really, you ought to be grateful. Y'all all, you, the manager, Jolene, all of y'all, the dad, all of y'all should be grateful. These type of phone calls in boxing don't come regularly to fighters who are just an undercard or mid-tier performer. It don't come often like this. Seriously, I'm keeping it 100. Double salute to my guy, member of the channel, supervisor of the Roller Tape Film Crew, Lifeline Music TV. Thank you for your super sticker, big dog. Appreciate it. He's saying he don't care what he made in his last fight. Why not? Wasn't it expenses that were incurred out of the $99,900? Y'all wasn't complaining then. I didn't hear not a manager. I didn't hear Brian Norman Sr. I didn't hear Jolene. I didn't hear nobody get on YouTube on people's platform and complain that they got paid $99,900 and there was expenses that was associated where the kid walked away with only like 40 or 50,000. So then why are we doing that now? I'm just asking the question, y'all. I know I'm a little animated, but this is how I get the attention and the appeal that I need so you all can understand. Because if I talk professional like he should have been doing, you know, he's trying to break down why and justify. He should be more professional. This is his first time really being on the YouTube platforms on this front. I'm not talking about him making videos. I'm talking about him being in the public eye on different people's platform on the YouTube boxing community. That's all I'm saying. I'm disappointed, to be honest with you. And he was disrespecting my man, Mr. Bozy, and my young boy Boots. For what? For what? I don't get it.
His last fight. And the whole situation of Eddie Hearn, Brian Norman, you want to be great? Bro, we heard that shit our last fight. You want to be great, you got to go take this dude's lunch. That's exactly what he did. So from a negotiation standpoint, I'm not trying to hear that shit about, oh, you want to be great, oh, well, you only made this last fight. He's a world champion now, just like Jaron Ennis, and therefore we want him to get paid like a world champion.
Well, guess what? If you want your client to get paid like a world champion, he has to perform like that, inside the ring and outside of the ring. And the last time I checked, y'all didn't have no fight set up for him to perform like a world champion inside the ring after May. Because here we are, June, July, August, September. 4 months then went by after he became a champion, and we haven't heard an announcement yet on who he's fighting. That means that he was very available when the phone call came in. What's up with that?